Joining us now is my buddy Doug Heye, who was really nice to come on this show, especially given that today is his last day as an employee of the Republican National Committee. He has been communications director there during Michael Steele's tenure. Doug, thank you so much for joining us. Now tell me everything I just got wrong.
Well, a lot. That won't surprise you that I said that. You know, the interesting thing is, you know, we've certainly talked in past elections, past campaigns about a 72-hour program. And for your viewers, if they're not really familiar with it, it's that last drive to get voters to the polls. But elections have fundamentally changed over the past 2 or 3 years, 4 years even. What we've seen is that more and more voters in Nevada, the key state for this, are voting early. They're voting not 72 hours. They're not voting on Election Day. They're voting 2 weeks before Election Day, even a month before Election Day. So what we really need to do, this is something the incoming, or not incoming now, new Republican Party chairman, my friend Reince Priebus, has talked about, is a 30-day program to really invest early. It's something we tried to do at the committee, but it was really a starting effort. I think you'll see more investment in that in the future, and I'm excited to see that.
So if the RNC wasn't able to fully fund, or didn't fully fund the 72-hour program in these past elections, you're saying it wasn't because you couldn't afford it, but rather because you didn't think it was valuable anymore?
No, certainly getting voters to the polls is valuable. There's no question about that. But the point is, voters and how they vote have changed. What we see is about 40% of voters have actually moved to where they're not voting on Election Day. It means you have to do things differently. We certainly tried to do everything we could to fund get out the vote programs. We contacted millions and millions of voters. We're proud of our efforts, but we know we have to do better because we know everybody who's at this meeting that we've had this week wants to take back the Senate. We want to win the White House in 2012, and to do that, we're going to need to make some really key investments because we know the Obama campaign is going to raise a lot of money, and we also know there's going to be a lot of money on the ground by groups that were really important to Harry Reid, labor unions. One of the reasons that Harry Reid really made that last push in the last few hours is labor unions were out in force. They were really a great asset to his campaign and demonstrate the problems that Republicans have if we don't have boots on the ground. It's also one of the reasons that we welcomed American Crossroads investing money. Certainly the American Action Network, run by my friend Rob Collins, invested deep money into states. We welcome that because we don't have, or didn't have certainly in the past, a MoveOn.org. We don't have labor unions. So it's important that we all push in the same direction. We started to see that in this election. We're going to see it more in the future.
Doug, I've asked you in the past about the American Crossroads and those outside groups because it does seem like when big money goes outside the party, it does raise the question of what the party is for. And I know the line, I can hear the line from you again that you welcome it, that it is useful, that you're all pulling in the same direction. But I saw on the ground in Nevada, yeah, there may have been competition from unions pulling for Harry Reid, but there was nothing functioning well in the get out the vote effort in Nevada. Those outside groups tried to do it. They really failed. It really seemed like amateur hour was people who were airlifted in, who weren't part of any sort of organic Nevada power structure at all. Isn't there some disadvantage to the RNC being sort of boxed out by these outside groups?
Well, I think you just identified a key problem in Nevada. It was something certainly I was on conference call after conference call talking about, and how we make those corrections, how we make those investments to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to win that seat, which unfortunately we did not. But, you know, as far as, you know, outside groups, we have to remember it's also a entirely different structure that they deal with. You know, we have our limit in individual donating $30,400 at a time. The DNC has the same restriction. Outside groups can take unlimited money. They can take money from corporations, which neither political party can. So I would argue that, yes, the Republican Party, the RNC is important. I'd also say for the Democratic efforts, the DNC is important. But outside groups, as we've seen with Supreme Court cases, have really now been able to take advantage of those to leverage, you know, their impact. And so, again, we want to make sure from our side that everybody's moving in the same direction, moving down the same stream, and it's why, you know, I really welcome the new chairman's commitment to that, and also really tip my hat to my old boss, Chairman Michael Steele. I was really proud of him today on how he handled his exit, and I'm proud to call him a friend and proud to have worked for him.
Doug, the reason that I think it's so interesting to look at the balance of power between the parties and these outside groups, to look at how the structure of power affects political outcomes in this country, is because it seems like it's one of the few things in American politics that's absolutely in flux, and we don't know where it's going to end up. And I was thinking about that today when we saw Michael Steele, your boss until he stepped down, drop out and then endorse, essentially throw his support to Maria Sino today. Ms. Sino was also endorsed prominently by Dick Cheney, also endorsed prominently by John Boehner, and yet that was not enough to get her into the top tier of the candidates who are running for chairman right now. What does it mean that having those high-profile endorsements wasn't enough?
Well, the National Committee is a different structure. I liken it to some extent to a papal election, the College of Cardinals. We have 168 members, 3 people from each state and also from the territories who vote on this. So it's not a popular vote. It's not something that's voted on by members of Congress or the United States Senate. But I'll tell you, it's interesting. Normally, if you have, we had 6 ballots when Chairman Steele was elected. We had 7 today. Sometimes people will say that that's a sign of divisiveness or a horse race, as you had said 2 years ago. I didn't see the segment. I wish I had. But I really see that as a sign as the strengths of the candidates that we had, whether it's Maria Sino, who when I was cutting my teeth on Capitol Hill, Maria was one of those people you really looked up to because she's just a consummate pro. Ann Wagner, Saul Anousis, just great candidates. Michael Steele, of course, and Reince, who emerged victorious. He did a great job in Wisconsin. We had great wins there in that state. Scott Walker won his race, which we're all proud about. And I know Reince is going to do a good job, and we look forward to seeing what comes next.
Doug Heye, Communications Director for the Republican National Committee until right now. Doug, somebody with whom I disagree almost entirely on almost everything, but you've been a real gentleman to us, and you've been a real good friend to this show, and I wish you luck in your future endeavors, Doug. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, and thanks also to your viewers. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.